Hello everybody, and welcome to Tactical Imperative. Today we are going to talk about Necromancer skills and Necromancer skill build and order and abilities we should take in our game. It's going to be my own opinion, and I'm going to show several skills which I would like to take in every game, and of course we will take a look at the super ability. And we are going to consider if it was to take it or not. So let's go. And first of all, I'm going to show you my preferable build. And the first ability we would like to have in every game is Enlightenment. First of all, it increases our experience per battle. Second of all, it gives us more hero stats. +1 per every 2 levels. It means on level 20 we will take +10 stats to our hero. It's a really strong opportunity. What's next? In some ways we would like to take Intelligence, because Intelligence gives us more mana, +50%, and a Necromancer sometimes can have problems with Intelligence. That's why this ability can help us with our mana, with mana pool, because with our mana will help our ability. Second, I would like to take in every game Expert Logistic, and of course ability by finding, because it allows our hero to take more actions, to take participation in more battles, and of course in this case we will have much more experienced hero. Combined together they can enhance our hero and allow us opportunity to obtain really high level main hero. What's next? The next, of course, I would like to take Dark Magic, and especially its ability Master of Curses and Mastermind. I think it needs to be done because in this case we can control enemy creatures by ability Berserker and my control. Also we can just turn off his archers by ability Mastermind, because Confusion in this case will work on all creatures on the battlefield, and archers can't hit us and our units will never repeat on your attacks. It's a really crucial opportunity. Second of all, I would like to take for our main hero Defense. Why Defense? Because our army contains of a lot of creatures. That's why we can take Defense and additional to with Vitality. In this case, it would be really hard to kill our creatures, which will have first of all more stats due to entertainment, and second of all, the damage they will have in the close combat will reduce on 30%. 30%, it's not a joke, it's really crucial opportunity. And it enhances our army seriously. What about the last opportunity? The last opportunity I would prefer, of course, it's my own opinion, to take Attack, and especially Battle Frenzy. Because in the beginning we have a lot of units, low level units, and Battle Frenzy will enhance them really crucial way by improving their attack and damage by 1. And also in our army we have a lot of creatures which gives damage in close combat. That's why Expert Attack will enhance them and 50%. Our issues with any mana we can solve by Mark of Necromancer. It's a special ability of a race, and we can mark enemy or our creature, which will give us mana per 75 damage dealt on that unit. What means if our army is super strong and we can give a lot of damage, we can really fast restore our mana pool. And of course, I would like to take aspect Necromancy, which allows us to reinforce our army by new recruits from a map. I would say this is a perfect build for me. Will contain Black Magic, Enlightenment, Logistic, Defense and Attack. Also, I want to mention that this build with Enlightenment and Expert Logistic can be achieved on level 25 of hero. So, it's not so high level. In the last campaign we have our Nutty Boy with level 26. So that's why I consider this build is perfect for me for the most Necromancer, except one. We will talk about it later. Let's talk about a magic build now. And it seems to me I have to describe why I wouldn't take in that build Sorcery. From the first view it could be a great choice for your hero. It enhances our opportunity to cast more spells, because our initiative of hero will be increased on 30% actually. It enhances our mana regeneration, it gives us opportunity to spend less mana. So the first point, it looks nice, but the problem is, for example, first of all we need to take in our magic build Dark Magic. In this Dark Magic we would like to have opportunity to cast global spells from Mastermind and Master Curses. But The issue is that these opportunities spends only half of hero's initiative, only half, and it doesn't stack with the sorcery. It means that sorcery is pointless for dark magic for most of its spells, because it's not stuck. So you can't spend only 20% of your initiative. So 50% for Master of Curses, for example, and 30% for Expert Sorcery. It doesn't work in this way. This is the first point. The second point is, for example, let's take a look on our magic build. Of course, we need to take our dark magic, we need to take summoning magic, and of course, we should take fire warriors, which allows us to summon every time fire elementals who are ranged unit. And in addition to that, we will take 40% more amount of that warriors. Then, of course, we should take entertainment, because it gives us stats and experience, and of course intelligence. Then, I'm pretty sure we should take logistic, with its ability pathfinding, because it gives us more activities per one turn. And now we have a choice. What should we do next? Should we take sorcery? But in this case we will not have defense. I would say that for a mage hero, for any mage hero, it's much more important to have defense and vitality, for example, with evasion, to allow our units stand and stay and sustain enemy damage when having sorcery. That's why my choice is going to be additional to defense, Mark of Necromancy and Expert Necromancy. 27 level. What can we do here? I think in this case we can omit pathfinding if we can find artifact which reduces our penalty on 100%. And maybe we shouldn't take intelligence, because we have opportunity to store our mana really fast. 25 level, everything's fine. We have 2 magic schools. We have opportunity to control enemy units. We have opportunity to summon phoenix elements. So I think this is a magic build. Also, I want to describe you my alternative build. Of course, it will contain entertainment. Of course, it will contain expert logistic and pathfinding. We can pick dark magic with its ability, master curses and mastermind. Also, we should take Mark of Necromancer. We should take expert necromancy, and of course, we should take expert defense and vitality. But in addition to that, we can change expert attack on expert luck. In this case, we have 30% chance, because our luck will be increased turn 3, but our units will proceed double damage. What does it mean? Just imagine, we have a lot of units, our stacks are super numbered. We can easily have more than 1000 archers, and we can produce double attack. It's a really crucial improvement, and we can achieve it only on level 23. It seems to me this build can be really useful, and of course we have only one magic school, but I think it works. In this case, our army can be really good warrior. Yes, we don't have expert attack, but 30% of our attacks will be lucky, and we can obtain double damage. It looks really nice. I would like to describe you one more build. I would give it name Rush Warrior build. First of all, we need expert defense. Second of all, we need power of endurance. Then we can take expert attack, battle frenzy, and power of speed. In addition to that, probably you can take entertainment, logistic, and dark magic. Of course, we need expert necromancy, we need master of necromancy, and master of curses, and master of mind. The idea of that build is, for example, in the beginning you have a contact come up. You can easily achieve enemy. That's why you can take a lot of units in the beginning. By buying our hero and of course by our necromancer specialty, you can focus on attack and defense to achieve power of speed and power of endurance, and in this case your army will be really durable and fast. You can easily rush and kill your nearest enemy, and after that you can concentrate on entertainment, logistic, and dark magic. It seems to me this build can be really useful on some maps. Let's talk about our preferable dual mode hero Raven. She has from the start 2 magic schools, dark magic and destructive magic. I would like to give you an advice. First of all, you need to build your magic guild in your city in level 3 and figure out which spells you have in it. If you have fireball, for example, then in this case you should pick Master of Fire when Secrets to Destruction and when Ignite, which allows us double damage in next 3 round from your all spells, which gives fire damage. But if you don't have these spells in your guild, but you have spells like Ice Bolt, you should pick Master of Ice and ability Cold Death. We have used that ability in our duel mode, which gives us opportunity to kill 1 more unit in enemy stacks. It's really important in the beginning because, for example, as it said in description, an Archangel will have 220 more bonus damage. It's really hard improvement of your army. For example, if you met enemy here in the 3rd week and the enemy has only 2 or 4 Archangels, you can easily kill half of them by 1 spell, and it's really powerful. So say you have these opportunities, when of course you need to improve your dark magic, Master Curse, Master of Mind, Necromancy. What else? Mark of Necromancer. Next, of course, I'm strongly recommending you to take Enlightenment. It enhances your hero, it gives us a lot of stats and intelligence. Also, I would prefer to take Expert Logistic and Fighting. So now, of course, we have our preferable choice. What should we do? What should we do? Anyway, I would take Expert Defense, Vitality and Evasion. It seems to me it's much more important to have a durable army when cast more spells. It's my opinion, you can tell me in comments what I am not right, but I would prefer to take defense. Anyway, like it was said, defense by any price. Let's talk about Necromancer's super ability of a race, Hall of Terror. To achieve it, you need to be an expert of dark magic, summoning magic and enlightenment. Sounds good, but it can be achieved only on level 25. Of course, it gives a crucial bonus, but it seems to me there are too many our abilities which enhance our army. I think you should focus on enhancing of your army instead of decreasing some values of the enemy army. This is the first issue. The second issue is level 25. In our last campaign, after devastating all the map, after pouncing in 5 players, our hero was level 26. Keep in mind that sometimes you won't be able to take a proper ability. So for example, game is able not to give you opportunity to take Scholar. In this case, you won't have this opportunity. So it seems to me, most more reliable way is not to focus on the super ability, but improve your dark magic, improve your summoning magic, take defense, logistic, entertainment, increase your necromancy ability, Mark of Necromancer. In this case, you can increase your Master Might, Master of Curses, you can obtain fire elements, what else? You have 2 more levels. For example, Pathfinder and Intelligence. The same level 25, but you have 2 improved magic schools. You have fire elements, warriors. You have defense, you have logistic, which you have entertainment. So it seems to me it's much more important when having super ability, and your enemy could be a necromancer, and it doesn't work. Also, if you play against computer players, keep in mind that they like to combine the armies from different castles and they don't have moral at all. So maybe in some ways you don't have to use this opportunity, it will be given you for free. This is my opinion about the super ability of the Necromancer race, and I must confess that I've never taken this ability, and my Necromancers were able to wipe out all the map. So it seems to me it's not necessary for you to be successful. Last build I would like to show is a Naughty Boy build. It was perfectly with our Naughty Boy Markle, because he has from the beginning leadership, and probably, if you are lucky, we can try this build for our Necromancers. This build is based on leadership, but the issue is that we chance to obtain it only 2%. It is set now, only 2%. That's why it's not so easy, but if you can take it. For sure you should take Diplomacy, because it increases chance that NATO creatures will arrive to our army, will join our army, and in this case we can take a lot of creatures. And additional to that, I would strongly recommend you to take Herald of Death ability, which will automatically convert NATO creatures to your Necromancer units. But The main issue is that it's so hard to find leadership for a Necromancer, because it's obviously Necromancer units, they don't have any moral, so that's why it's pointless for Necromancer. But you can try this Nutty Boy build for our Necromancers. The perfect one is Markle, but maybe you would like to try it for our. And keep in mind that the best chance to join natural creatures to your army is to have huge army. In this case, they can really join you. And I would like to tell you that in some maps, some creatures are marked by point where they would never join enemy army. Keep it in mind. It works not with all the creatures on a map. To finish this build, I think you should take Entertainment, Logistic, maybe Dark Magic, I think Master Curse, Mastermind, Expert Necromancy, Mark of Necromancer, and of course we have a last ability. Last time I took Expert Attack, but maybe it would be better to take Defense. You can try this build, and I think it works, but of course it doesn't work so strong as it happens with Markle, because he is a super nutty boy, but why not? The only issue of that build is that you can take, for example, offense or luck or something like that, or maybe second magic school, but it's like an experiment. I think I forgot to mention that sometimes happen a week of some creatures, for example, a win of tanks or of archers and so on, and these creatures they have never marked by ability not to join your army. So in this case you can just find that stacks and join to your army easily. It works. In the last campaign of Markel, it was a week of fire dragons and I was able to join 3 or 4 of them. Of course they were useful because I couldn't convert them to a Necromancer unit, but it works with that units. That's why keep in mind that it can be really useful in your campaign. And I would like to give an advice. Don't try to join it in the first week. Let this stack grow and grow and grow, and in some weeks we can take not 4 times, maybe 20 or 40. Of course if you have enough powerful army. In the conclusion of that build, I would like to tell that I prefer to enhance my army. That's why I will always take Entertainment. And it's really nice that for Necromancers this skill has 8% chance. Of course I would like to take Logistics. I think this is the basement of your main hero, and I like Dark Magic. I must confess, it has so many powerful skills, like Mind Control, like Berserker, like a Vampire skill, and our main opportunity is to have a lot of creatures. That's why we have to have Defense. Defense gives us ability to sustain enemies' damage a lot more than in case we don't have it. And in the end of that build, you have 2 opportunities, I think. Actually 3 opportunities. To take second magic school, and I think it should be someone in magic school because your city is the expert of dark magic and summoning magic. It may be you won't find high level spells in your magic guild for destructive magic and of course light magic. And the second opportunity is to take expert attack and battle frenzy. In the beginning of the game it works perfectly. And the last opportunity is to take luck. Quite frankly, I think luck and attack were equal in too many ways, but maybe in the next campaign I would prefer luck. The only issue of luck, is that sometimes you can find some artifacts like, for example, golden horseshoe. It will give us 2 luck for free. So in some cases, if you have sources of artifact, it could be pointless. And in this case, of course, it's much better to take expert attack. So this was my opinion about Necromancer build, about the opportunities. And I think next time we should start our campaign. See you soon, Tactical Imperative.